Everyone has a fantasy. Usually, the things you watch isn't the same thing that you're willing to take. Let's put it this way.
Wait a minute.
That's for a woman, but also with a man. You're not taking it, but in this case,
Oh,
I'm
you
not
know.
saying that you're taking it because then you're gonna get
KR,
lost.
stop, stop. A man worried that he falls short after going through girlfriend's phone. The title is, but it was too long. No, I'm gonna skip the title. You guys gonna read the text. That's gonna be more interesting.
I just hope this isn't what I think what it's about. But okay.
Okay. And I quote. So I was going through my girlfriend's phone, which
Recipe for disaster, by the way. But okay.
what? What did you say?
That's the recipe for disaster.
As a recipe for disaster.
We'll continue.
So I was going through my girlfriend's phone, which I know I shouldn't have been doing, and ended up finding a lot. And a lot is written in caps lock. So it's a lot, a lot. So
All caps. Like MF Doom.
okay.
This is what I thought was his mouth. Continue, please.
And I ended up finding a lot of corn saved
In her
in her girlfriend's phone.
his girlfriend.
His girlfriend's phone, yeah.
Hmm.
Phone. BBC corn in specific.
Is he white, by the way?
Let me finish, KR.
Okay, sorry.
Let me finish.
I'm ready. Okay, okay.
That's how she feels when she's anyway. For context, I am not black.
You're cooked, man. You're
Wait,
cooked.
wait, I'm not done yet. I am not black,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm average sized.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a couple of days since this happened, and I'm conflicted on what to do. Ever since I found it, I see her different. I used to think of her as a sweet and innocent
That's where you already went wrong, money. Oh, jeez.
woman. But this changes my view. She doesn't know I found it, and it's been in my head ever since I did. How do I approach this? If this were your friend, KR, what would be your advice?
Yeah, this is a tough one, my man. You might have to become a CUCK. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Oh my!
I'm just kidding. No. No, but
I thought you were rapping a Wu song, a Wu Tang song. METHOD.
CUCH. Anyway, uh, this is a tough one. So let's go back to begin with. So everyone has a fantasy. Usually, the things you watch isn't the same thing that you're willing to take. Let's put it this way.
Wait a minute.
That's for a woman, but also with a man. You're not taking it, but in this case,
Oh,
I'm not saying that you're taking it because then you're gonna get
KR,
lost.
stop. You're
Don't
just making it. You're just making it worse right now. What you're trying, let me speak, KR.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
you're saying is, what you're saying is,
Translate it for the people.
what you say is the idea of the fantasy is one thing, but
Yeah.
actually doing it in real life is another thing. And you're saying there's a difference between the two.
There is sometimes, not always, because some people might want to marry a midget. Uh, spit it out, spit it out. Oh,
Oh man,
man.
wow.
No,
So
but all jokes aside, so that's one thing, right? First of all, I think he thought of her as a sweet girl. You can basically women have spectrum. There's a spectrum, and they all can move within that spectrum of sweet girl to a scammer. It only takes the right man to open that part of the spectrum, usually. But you got to
yeah,
ask yourself, how come the girl that I know used to be hanging out with drug dealers? I mean, that's the spectrum, right?
yeah,
Sweet girl that hangs out with dealers.
yeah.
But I don't have actually a advice for him. Just I mean, you open that door, you can do two things. You can walk through it, ask her that what her fantasy are and whether she wants to or has performed those fantasies in the past. That will tell you something about the future.
That might be a bad idea, and I'll tell you why in a second.
Okay. But hey, this is one I'm talking about the
Yeah, I
option.
know, I know, I know, I know.
The second option is learn how to put it down and plug it back in so she forgets about that fantasy.
Yeah.
Break her back like Nathan Wade was breaking Fanny's back for that 600K.
Oh man, the 50, the 50 was an extra. Was an additional.
Additional breaker. Oh, Nathan.
But so
Nah, but what do you think?
I think that this is what happens when you go through people's phone.
Yeah.
So I read the comments, and a lot of comments were suggesting that. So a lot of the reactions were saying, "Hey, well, going through your phone wasn't cool," you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Another one said, "Hey, don't
How
you
long have they
watch?"
been together, by the way?
It doesn't say. It doesn't say.
It seems like something that it's a new relationship, it seems, because usually when you're longer together, you talk about these things. Well, at least I hope people
Yeah.
talk
Well,
about this.
yeah. Well, someone said, "Don't you watch corn yourself? It's all fantasy. I suggest not bringing it up and forgetting
Oh,
about it."
well, it's not
But
all
he
fan.
reacted. But he reacted to this one. He said,
What did he say? He saw with his own eyes.
he said, I do, and you're right, but I don't save it." He had a lot saved, and it was a specific type that's bothering me. But
What
in
is
any
a
case,
lot? Though?
a lot of people were saying, a lot of people were saying, yeah, this is what happens when you open up the phone. But now the Pandora's box is open, and what are you gonna do to mitigate it? It will always stick with you. Um, it can be, first of all, if you say that you went through the phone, that's gonna start an argument.
No, you should
And
bring it up very different. You shouldn't say I'm going to your phone. You
no,
just start
and yeah, but
talking about
no, okay, but
Rico
this is my
Suave style. You gotta go
yeah, but
suave.
I'm
We say
yeah,
not
I,
suave, but
yeah, and this is what I so my reaction to that, why I think that might be a bad idea is
what?
you already so asking questions, because in law, as a lawyer, when you're interrogating or you're questioning, there's a rule: don't ask a question if you're not sure what the answer will be. That's the first one. Second of all, don't ask a question if you're not willing to live with whatever the answer will be or can be. So it can very well be that he'll approach it the Rico Suave way, and the reaction will be, "Oh, I like to Netflix and chill," for example. But then he would know that that's not the truth, and he would be really like, "Oh, this woman is really lying to me." So right now, it's something that he needs to deal with it or not. What I would do, KR,
Lean
imagine.
into it. You shouldn't. You
eh, I just say my. So it you did something that, in my opinion, you shouldn't have. Now you have two choices. Either you stay and you shouldn't do any. I mean, stay. You stay and just stay with her and just do you. Make sure that you're doing you. Make sure that you're so not while watching. Corn. I'm saying like in life, right? You need to to book progress in your life and things like that, and she will automatically stay attracted to you. But if she has a fantasy, then she might. I mean, there's always that risk, right? But some people don't have anything on their phones and they still have a fantasy, and I mean, at the
they
end of the day, whether someone does it or not, it's one thing. But if you can't live with it, then you need to break up with her, because it's not the. I don't think it's fair for
but
her either to be. I don't think it's fair for her either to once, yeah, I don't know, to feel guilty about, not that yeah, I don't know, something that was supposed to be private in the first place. Let me put it like that.